Well, hello there. This is the Handshake here, New Vision TV. I'm Lynn Komjisha. With me is Paul Busharizi. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Paul, recently the president commissioned the Soroti fruit factory. It's estimated to have cost about 10 million. No, 10. It's a 10 million only.
Dollars.
Thank you. I was wondering, 10 million. How did I come to that?
Dollars.
Yes. So now it's jointly owned by government and the Uganda Development Corporation. What does this mean, Paul? Why did they pick on Soroti? Are there other places?
Yeah, well, I think it's a pilot project. Eastern Uganda, Teso area is supposed to be really a fruit. It's well endowed with fruit trees and things. So I think the calculation is that if we can get a factory there that processes this fruit, we can help the local economies.
Just that?
Yes, absolutely. But why else do you do things to help
yes,
the people?
Of course. You said it is a pilot project.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, if it works, I imagine if it works in Soroti, they can go and try it elsewhere. I understand there's plans for another one in Yumbe, that's, I think, West Nile area, and any other places in the country that have fruit that can be, that are produced in industrial quantities that can be processed.
Are we looking at only fruits?
Well, look, I mean, one of the things, it's obvious, Uganda is an agricultural country.
Yes.
More because up to 80% of our people derive a livelihood from agriculture. So it makes sense that if you're going to, for example, spread the growth we've enjoyed for so many years, you need to also be where the people are, and agriculture is where it is. So who knows the future? It's fruits in eastern Uganda. It can be obshera in western Uganda. It can be banana juice in Bushenyi, Buganda. It can be what can't you do in this country that's agricultural? It can be anything. Yeah, and we haven't even begun to tap our potential as an agricultural country.
So this is how they're starting to
it's one. Although if you're talking about processing and pilots, who knows? Maybe the first pilot processing of agricultural produce in Uganda was in Western Uganda with the milk. All the milk plants they sent there, they've pushed up our milk production.
Yeah.
I read a report where I think this year or next year we will be the largest exporter of dairy products in the whole continent. So it's happening already.
How do we tap into it? To say I'm in Soroti, how do I?
Well, I would imagine. I think I'm hoping. I don't know the details, but I'd imagine the promoters of this factory would have taught the farmers around there how to grow better strains of fruit, probably even provided seedlings. So if you're tapping in, you probably be looking for somebody who is either giving away seedlings free from the factory or selling them at a low price. And learn how to grow these plants to the specifications that the company requires. Because the company is not going to take all the mangoes or all the oranges from Soroti. Some just don't meet its specifications. So, that's what I would be looking for right now.
Well, if say that to put up others around the country, what are the implications?
No, it's a good... if they work, first of all, they have, it's not automatic that they're going to work. So assuming they work, one thing is you can expect farmers to get better prices, because right now, of course, farmers are selling to middlemen. So with a factory near you, you actually cut out the middleman. So hopefully you get a better price. That's one thing. It'll give them incentive to even grow more, because this factory, for example, I think it can do 129,000 tons in a year. That's a lot of fruit it can process. So you can imagine with the market now, a ready market, people will be incentivized to grow more. The factory will offer some direct employment in the factory. We expect that in selling the juices, it will offer some more indirect employment to agents and retailers and all that kind of business.
And with the current unemployment in the country.
Yes. So it's it's important. One, of course, as I said, the farmers get better prices.
Yep.
They probably will produce more because they have a ready market.
Yeah.
It'll provide indirect employment, but also the value addition means now, for example, I mean, the shelf life of a packet of juice from that company might now be like a month or so. I'm just estimating. That means you can sell it even far and wide. You can export it, for example, so you can get better value. It can bring in more foreign exchange into the country.
Yeah.
So it's potentially as a start, and hopefully it's successful. It can lay the ground for a lot of stuff after.
That's very impressive. I hope we can see more of these. Well, after
first we can hope it succeeds. Then we hope we can get more.
I expect it to work. If they're trying to help the
but it's not automatic.
I know it's not automatic, but it ought to work.
It ought to, but it's not automatic.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.